Here I'm gonna press A, let me go to subtool, and I'm gonna duplicate it, turn off it. And here I'm gonna press A, and probably when I make adaptive skin, let me check adaptive skin, it's here. Let me put 128 again, density 1. No, we're gonna keep density 2. And here we can keep 64, let me check. And density 4, let me see. No, 1. Can be 2. But we have this part is not good, so let me put 128. Density 2. Yeah, so basically what I'm gonna do it's work with, I need to move these guys a little more to the side because it's too close here. So for example, let me just move on this way here. So it's okay. Then I put 64. And 32. Yeah. 64. It can be 64. I confess that I like to work with a low resolution yet, so basically what I'm gonna do here, it separated these guys, so I'm gonna make polymesh skin. So how you can see we have this visual here. So let me come back to this way. Turn off, I'm gonna paint here, the skin, turn off. And here I'm gonna separate the legs. Let me check basically this part and this part. Hide this part here and here. Let me press the hidden and I'm gonna duplicate it. Press Ctrl Z, invert, the hidden. So now I have the legs here separated, how you can see. And now, or better here, for example, to keep this the exactly position, let me test a thing. For example, I could remove this guy here, for example, and this guy. And I'm gonna duplicate it and make polymesh 3D. It's okay. Let me go to adaptive skin. 128 density. This part, it's okay. Make polymesh 3D. Let me press Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z. Oh God, where you are? Let me think here. It's okay, let me do this one. Let me organize the things here, do this one too. Here it's the original. Let me do this, the leg here. And I'm gonna select this guy, and I will select only the legs too. So basically I can invert it, do hidden. Let me rename it to legs. So the first part usually it's try to organize the character. So let me hide this guy, activate this part. Yeah, we need of this other region here. Let me check here. Yes, it's because this part. So let me redo it. Do hidden. Delete the legs here. Append. Now it's right. It's a little better. We need this part here yet. Let me check. Yeah, but it can be fixed here. For example, let me turn off the floor. And here we have the problem with the symmetry. That will take time. Let me close holes. So this part will be very boring. So let me check here. More or less on this way. So let me move here. Of course we're gonna need fix out this part here yet. So it's okay for this first part. I think, guys, some parts we could try, for example, the head we could try to sculpt on the front view. So what we can do here, it's basically try to sculpt one side. So let me rename it. Let me put here, select a new group, new folder here. Posed, Dynamesh. I'm gonna drag in here. Let me rename it to Posed Zsphere. And what I'm gonna do here is this guy is not necessary. This other is not necessary. It's okay, let me clean out it. Let me select this guy. And basically, I will try to bring something symmetrical here. So we could make it on this way. Let me just check. Let me press P, turn on the symmetry, local symmetry. I'm gonna try to find more or less the middle here. Can be on this way. Let me duplicate that. Turn off these guys. Press Ctrl W and I'm gonna hide this side. This other side here. And here, let me go to display properties and activate the double. Let me put to the floor, it's okay. I'm gonna make more or less the same thing with this other part here. Let me do hidden. Because I'm gonna try just to make a simple block, for example, to the arms. Then I'm gonna try to repose. So let me test the mirror. It's okay, more or less on this way. This part here, the same thing. I can recreate it. Let me duplicate this guy to use it. So basically it's on this way. Let me recreate it. I'm gonna delete. Let me clean. I'm gonna select this guy. I'm gonna use append this sphere here. Then press X to activate the symmetry. more or less here I can create other sphere. I'm gonna put more or less on this way here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why it? Because now I can work symmetrical, then I can move it, pose it and make it very simple, for example. Of course, I think we need make it more, the length need to be big because we're gonna move it, so to not distort too much the mesh then. So more or less on this way, because then I'm gonna repose it. It's okay. Let me use the mirror and weld. But now let me remove this guy first. Do hidden. Mirror and weld. Press P. The legs, let me duplicate it, move here, and let me check, I can remove this one, do hide and mirror and weld, and try to keep this one, or let me duplicate this one again and test to see what I want. Let me select this guy and this other to mirror the other side. Turn on the symmetry. So for example, something like that. I think here on this way it's better, but I am thinking to sculpt, which will be better. I think this part here. So I'm gonna keep this one. So here, let me make a mask here, press X, turn off the perspective. Let me smooth it and try to scale to close it. Let me smooth. I have used a Dynamesh. So this first moment I am just trying to find the better way to sculpt it because it's posed. So the first moment I don't want make all it part by part. For example, I wanna try to find the better workflow and more fast. For example, to avoid I need to sculpt this arm and then the other arm. Here my idea is, well, I'm gonna block the deltoid, the biceps, all these muscles, the hands. Oh, it's okay. I have an overall idea, a good silhouette, a good proportion in T-pose. So now I'm gonna start posing this arm and sculpt on this pose. Because it's difficult this first part, because that. So let me see here, it's okay for now. Let me set this part, adaptive skin. Let me divide it in two, 128, press A. I'm gonna apply. So let me turn off the ZSpheres here and I'm gonna append the Zsphere 1. It's okay. So let me put here, we're gonna need to try to find a good feeling to it. So more or less here, don't worry about this first begin. Will be very, very ugly. So let me just move to the side, it's okay. So now I'm gonna make the same thing with the head. So for example here, let me check this guy. Well, I think I can duplicate it or just press Ctrl Z. It's kind of Ctrl Z. And here, more or less, to have an overall idea about the head size, create other Zsphere here, and have more or less these spheres here. Press A. It's okay. Let me turn off the pose at guy. So it's something like that. Press B. Yeah, I think it's something like that. And then put there's a sphere here, and I have this way. So let me go to adaptive skin, make skin adaptive skin, append. Let me do this guy here. Delete is not more necessary. Append, and here I have the skin Zsphere. It's okay. For me, I think it's too much. Let me put 64. It's better. So from this point we can start. For example, it's more on this way. Just try to find the first shape very early. Will be more about the sculptor. So here let me press Ctrl W, and I'm gonna merge with this guy. So with the body, merge down. It's okay. And update the mesh, it's cool. And from this point we can try to start blocking the things. Try to find the deltoid here. A very, very simple blockage here. And this connection here, it's a little difficult because it's kinda, we have this side all together, but in front this is not all together, so it's kinda something like that. I'm just adding the volumes. The shape here, it's kind of a little a shark, something like that. Let me use the dumb standard to create the mouth here, more or less, just a landmark. Very simple yet. I can press Alt to create this part. It's simulating the nose. It's kind of a shark in this first moment. We have the silhouette here. Something like more on this way. The mouth, it's more open-eyed. It's something like that. So it's kinda on this way. Very, very roughness process. Here I can make a mask. Try to create this aspect. Very, very early process. Here we have it's kind of the zygomat, this effect here, something like that. So in this first moment, guys, I'm gonna try to find this overall idea. All this, it's kind of an armor here. This part, it's very marked. So it's more an artistic feeling here. So let me remove here. It's kind of this way. I'm gonna try just add these overall elements. So here, for example, we have the pectoralis on this shape. So let me try to just add these landmarks, something like that. Very, very early process. It's kind of the clavicle here. So how you can see, very, very simple shape. will be a good challenge because we need to find something that makes sense. So here this head part will be a challenge too, because we need to find a good silhouette. So this part is more strong. We're gonna work part by part, yet very, very calmly. Here the shoulder, it's more on something like that. I have this landmark. Here we have the linea alba. Something like that. I'm just putting random points to try to bring this overall idea. Let me just create this landmark of the arm. Here, for example, the deltoid, just a landmark. Here I can press Alt just to simulate the deltoid. So I am trying to create the landmarks. Here the arm, it's more large, more strong. So all the first moment, I'm gonna try to block on this way, very, very calmly and ugly. Here the mouth, it's something more on this way, more dark. And here something like this way, this shape, it's open here. Let me select the transpose, try to make something like that. Let me check here this part. Will be a good challenge here. This way, something like that. We have this aspect here. So how you can see, very, very initial, very ugly, without a lot of elements, without silhouette. I'm just trying to get the overall idea, overall shapes here. Let me try to create this landmark here. For the deltoid will be a good challenge here. These transitions. Here it's more, the torso it's more robust. I'm not using reference yet, I'm just trying to make this first block. So the front view, maybe we need more on this way. So more open. So this first part, here it feels seems that is more large. Let me check here more or less. Let me scale it maybe. Something like that. The proportion. It's cool. It's robust on this part. So yes, let me check the difference. Yeah. Then the proportion here we need increase. Well, this first part will be on this way, and we're gonna follow this idea. Okay, guys? So is it. See you in the next video.